Valaknots are ancient symbols that warp the body and mind when carved into flesh. They are said to have been gifted to humanity thousands of years ago by Matamoros, the god of change. Each Valaknot is believed to represent a concept, but these meanings are only assumed, based on the mutations they create when combined with other Valaknots. The true power of Valaknots emerges when several are carved together in overlapping formations called Valachains. A Valachain must include at least 4 Valaknots. 6 is the most common, though there is no known upper limit. All symbols must be carved at the same proportional size, with perfect order and alignment. Even the same set of Valaknots rearranged differently can create widely different results. An incorrect arrangement or error in carving Valachains can result in unpredictable mutations or the violent blending of nearby matter, accompanied by golden light laced with violet shadows, colors tied to Matamoros' presence. Once carved, mutations can manifest within minutes or take hours, even days to fully form. But during this healing period, the carvings are volatile. If the wounds are damaged before scarring, they can trigger catastrophic matter warping and uncontrolled mutations similar to those caused by errors in carving. When the scar tissue finally forms over, the Valachain stabilizes, entering a dormant state. The Valachains will still supply their continuing mutation while attached to a living form, but the scarred area can never be carved again. Scar tissue blocks future Valachain mutations. Carvers from many factions have tried to map the logic behind Valachains and have been unsuccessful. Most attempts at finding new arrangements end in death or horrific matter warping that can affect the bearer, the carver, and even others in a close enough vicinity. It seems that Matamoros made the system unpredictable by design, symbols no mortal can fully understand. Valaknots can only be carved with a blade or a bladed stamp. Burning or branding doesn't work. Blades offer control and precision. They are highly preferred by elite carvers, but offer much more initial risk for unskilled carvers. Bladed stamps are faster but expensive and have a higher risk of error, especially on curved surfaces. To minimize error, skilled carvers use charcoal, grids, and Valaknot templates to draw guidelines for carving. Success is never guaranteed. Many spend their lives learning to carve, only to die or be ever warped from one small mistake. Despite Valachains being unpredictable to discover, some categorization has emerged over the centuries. Valachains are generally divided into 3 main categories, some of which can belong in 2 to 3 of them. Body Valachains almost always include the flesh and vessel Valaknots. These chains alter, enhance, or diminish the physical nature of the bearer. The tolls these Valachains take on the bearer's mind and body vary widely. This is also the most prevalent category. Mind Valachains nearly always involve the Mind Valaknot. These can alter, enhance, or diminish mental abilities, with even the potential to awaken psychic powers. These Valachains can quickly madden bearers with low mental fortitude. Elemental Valachains always contain at least 1 elemental Valaknot, tapping into natural forces like fire, water, earth, air, electricity, cold, and heat, allowing their bearers to conjure and/or manipulate these elements. These Valachains can quickly debilitate bearers with low physical fortitude. Placement matters. A Valachain carved in the wrong spot may fail entirely or trigger unpredictable mutations. For example, the Hungering Void and Acid Core Valachains only function when carved near the stomach. In a process called chaining, Valachains can be repeated in partially overlapping patterns. These additional Valachains must be the same alignment, or one that has been rotated in any 90 degrees. Chaining typically increases both intensity and affected area of the mutations more greatly than carving separate chains of the same amount. On rare occasions, some mutations can pass on to offspring, though many bearers are infertile. These inherited mutations do not come with Valachains or scars of any kind. They can present in a myriad of ways, but are typically not very prominent. There are 2 general categories of mutations: active and permanent. Active mutations typically continue to supply an effect or change of some kind. A permanent mutation typically has most of its changes occur during the healing process and cause a lasting change. If a body part with an active mutation is removed, its constant mutation effects will stop. though permanent changes remain if removed. For example, the poison gland's Valachain, an active mutation, will stop producing poisonous fluids if removed from a living host, and excess skin grown from a host affected by the expand skin Valachain, a permanent mutation, will still be the same size after it is harvested. If a part of the body that has an active mutation is removed, the rest of the body will usually be relieved of its effects. Different factions have forged their own beliefs around the symbols of change. The Flesh Fords wields Valaknots as weapons of war, worshipping Matamoros. Every mutated form is an act of devotion to their god. The Saltfen brood uses Valaknots to grow and warp the critters of their swamp homeland, insects, crustaceans, mollusks, turning them into tools, armor, weapons, and food. The Felwood druids use Valaknots to bind themselves to mutated fungus, forging symbiotic unions that extend their lives and enhance their abilities. The Skarmar Empire, in contrast, bans Valaknots entirely. Their Lithic Order, a growing religious movement, scars their entire body with branding plates and chemical treatments to block Matamoros' powers, believing this will keep their souls from the shifting realm. The symbols of change have limitless potential and risk. Every carving is a wager between skill and the will of Matamoros. Thanks for watching. Check the description for a PDF of Valaknots Volume 1. If you'd like to support the channel and get some extra content, click the join button and become a member today. With the mid-tier membership, you'll get 2 extra Valachains a month, early access to new videos and Valaknot volumes, membership-exclusive polls to decide new video topics and future Valachains, supporter credit at the end of videos, and more. The first membership-exclusive Valachains are up now. Also, comment down below which Valaknots you'd like to see turned into a new Valachain.